Well, hi, and thank you for being here, whether it's the first time or returning. I'm Pawthorn Moon Tarot, Michelle, and I got this beautiful deck in the mail, so we are going to look at the deck, usually just the major arcana, and then flip through, and then we're going to do a deck interview. So we'll see what came in my package. So we'll start with this beautiful little sticker, like, oh, look at that. So pretty. And then we got a little thank you. Very nice. So this deck, one thing I do want to mention, not a big deal, but the top is really, I'm going to show you on the back, really loose. It should be like that. It's way out. I don't know why. I don't know why it's stretched like that. This is the back, simple, thoughtful, and unique tarot through the lens of loss. Illustrated by Sara Kathleen, made in England. We'll look into that. I mean, it's beautiful. She did all of these on Procreate. These are all her own drawings and colorings and stuff. And that's her printing, apparently. Beautiful. I could never print that beautifully. But you got to love the details, right? And I do. I love it. So when this came up on Kickstarter, because most of my decks are Kickstarter, heavily grieving. Lost a brother-in-law and was like a brother. And it was terrible. And this came along at just the right time. It's been a while now. If anyone has ever gone through grieving, it doesn't stop. I think I saw a picture of what grieving was like, and it's a stone in your pocket. And at first, it's really, really heavy. And you always carry it. And it's always there. But sometimes it doesn't feel as heavy because you're getting stronger. But that loss is always there. I'm way too young. And that's the horrible thing about it. I mean, if they had lived a full life, you'd go, well, miss them, but boy, what a journey. But too young. And that's the crux of it, right? That's the grieving part of it. That never seeing them again is just horrid. Anyway, wax on. Let's take a little look. So standard box, a little bit thick. Got this nice, very nice little book. Oh, please, creators, take a note. Look how beautiful this is, how easy it is to read. You get about a half a page for the minor. Yeah, half a page for the major. We'll take a little look. Loss, Sara Kathleen. This guide is short and simple. Made to give you a grief-centered interpretation of each card. Your own heart and circumstances matter the most, and I encourage you to use your own intuition and insight when it comes to your readings. In the following pages, the meanings are in order, starting with the major arcana and the wands, cups, swords, pentacles. Thank you. I do love that these pages are color. I mean, what a gorgeous little book. And then there's a thank you. Grief can be exhausting, confusing, unpredictable, and all-consuming. Yes. And then it goes on. So those are the end of the pictures, but look how beautiful. Like, you gotta love these little guys. So you have all the, oh, look, she separated them with a, oh, look. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go through then. I love that. Little pops of detail. Hello, Queen of Wands. So we start with the wands, so the whole page is taken up with that. Love that. Then we'll go through the wands, and here comes the cups. How beautifully thought out. Here's the swords. 7 of Swords. And then pentacles. How beautifully thought out. And then the end. And then the rest of her tarots and oracles and minis that she's done. She's in the UK. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So let's give a little look. I'll take just the first one out. Ooh, Oh, these feel gorgeous. Now there's no, okay, let's do the whole thing. There you go. Oh, these are beautiful. Beautiful. So here's the backs. So these are a little semi-gloss maybe, because they don't feel gloss, but I'm going to look that up for sure. Beautiful. Look at the color pop though. See, that's the beauty of semi-gloss and gloss. Color just goes bing bang. Like it's in your face. So this is a standard tarot size. 2 rigid box. So I'm looking over here. I've got her campaign open over here, and then I'm going to like just so I don't get it wrong. So the cardstock, no gilding, which I mean, I think that's the right choice. Honestly, it's a grieving deck, so you don't want bling. You want it pared down and like just not fancy, not, I don't know what the word is, but you don't want it so that it's like, isn't this beautiful? You want this to be the comfort. You want this to be pared down to, you know, the bare bones of it. I would think. That's how I interpret it. So the cards printed on 310 GSM Heretic smooth black core plain cardboard. So black core. So that's going to mean what I have found is that it's going to hold its shape, which is beautiful. That's smart. Yeah, printed in England by Ivory Graphics. And that's just, yeah. So we're going to look at each card in the majors. Always look at those because they're, you know, so creative usually. And then I'm going to do a deck review. And I hope you enjoy it. So here is the Fool, the Magician. See the color? It's just so... I love the simplicity of it, but the color just sings. High Priestess. The Empress. Wow. The Emperor. Top of a hill. I like that. The Hierophant. Yeah. I mean, as a grieving deck, if you're alone, it does seem so dark, right? Yeah. The Lovers. Chariot. Strength. Yeah, going uphill. That's a good one. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Hanged Man. Oh, and the hardest card probably in the whole deck, right? The hardest card. The Memory of Who Was There. I'm going to cry. So simple, right? Oh. Temperance. Yeah. Choppy waters. Devil. Stuck in the weeds. I'm making these up. I haven't read. I'm saying these things. That might not even be right. That's the way I'm interpreting them. I could be totally wrong. I have not read the book. This is my first impression. But the Tower. How something, my interpretation, how something comes along and just knocks you to the ground. That's grief. Look, this is just, okay. Star, gorgeous. The Moon, God, that moon. The Sun. Yeah. You don't feel that, do you? You don't feel that joy when you're in grief. Judgment, the what ifs. Oh, stop. In the world. I could read so much into these simple drawings. I read so much because when you're in grief, you see the world just a little bit differently, and you see it. Okay. So we're going to quickly go through these. We're not going to go through every one. Yeah, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 9, the Knight, oh, Ace of Cups, oh, 5 Cups, 10 of Cups, there's the Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords, 5, 8, Page of Wands, Swords, Page of Swords, King of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight, Queen, and the King. So I apologize. Of course, I knew this was going to happen because when you talk about grief, you know, there's energies, and I'm going along and I noticed that the internet is down, so I have, you know, one streaming to the other, and so I tore it all apart, getting it all good. So it's going to look a little different, is what I'm trying to say. If it looks a little different, that's why. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out my interview cards, and we're going to have a little interview with this deck to see what kind of deck it's going to be. And I'm going to shuffle these beautiful cards, and they just feel good in the hand. So I'll see you in a second. And I always like to show the shuffling. Now, I did a funny little short showing how terrible I can shuffle, which was not planned, but I can actually shuffle some cards. These shuffle beautifully. Beautifully. So the black core cards, just gorgeous. Just wanted to put that in there before we begin. And for people with smaller hands, they they side shuffle beautifully too. Just gorgeous. Just going to continue shuffling, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our cards, and we're going to start. Now, I looked through the guidebook, and her take on some of the cards, you know, are grief leaning, right? So I might look at this a little bit, maybe like take one. I'm going to do the first impression. I'll do it with the book because I think that's important. Since it is a grief themed oriented deck, I'm going to do that. So let's start with your true self. Tell me about yourself. Okay. You are starting off strong. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, you're telling me you are a down and out grief deck. Like, no dilly-dallying. Here we go. That's your true self. As advertised. Your uniqueness. What is your favorite topic? Judgment. Wow. You are coming out swinging. Okay. Favorite topic. Thank you. That's huge. Okay, strengths. What are your strengths? So you're going to give me 2, and I'll take them. So the Knight of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Wow. Whoop, hi, camera. Wow. Thank you. What are you avoiding, dear deck? What are you avoiding with Ten of Pentacles? I mean, that can be read so deep, and we'll get into that. Your first impression of me. Thank you. Oh, interesting. Page of Swords. I'll be reading that one from the guidebook. It's kind of adorable. Your task. What are you here to teach me? Way too many. I mean, yeah, I get it. There's a lot to teach me. But we're going to narrow it down. Give me the best one. Thank you. Your task. What you're here to teach me? Hi, the Tower. Partnership. What will our relationship be like? The Queen of Wands. Very nice. Okay. What needs maintaining? What can I do to keep our communication clear? The Six of Swords. We'll go on a journey together. Very nice. Your deep knowledge. What is your overall message for me that is important for future readings? Why? Two of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Overall outcome. What is the potential outcome of our working relationship? Page of Wands. That's adorable that you see the first impression of me is Page of Swords, and we end on the Page of Wands. Adorable. I love. He's the beautiful of black core. Gorgeous. Okay, so we'll start with the Five of Pentacles. So your true self, the Five of Pentacles. Now, oh, that breaks my heart. So that's your loss, your grief, your anger, feeling abandoned. Usually it's, now the interesting thing is I had this on yesterday's when I did one for another deck. And the Five of Pentacles is usually two people. And it's that, feeling that you're alone, but you're not. You are going through extremely difficult times. In this card, hi, I'll remember I'm on camera, I'm sorry. In this card, it's alone. It's alone. That person is alone, which on the Five of Pentacles has two, which means you may feel at loss or angry, but you have someone by your side. In loss, it feels alone. And that hits me. Right? When you're at your lowest, you feel alone. So I think you're saying your true self is you're going to deal with this loss and grief and anger. And I mean, you are the Grieving Tarot. You are telling me exactly. Your true self is grieving and loss. Your true self is dealing with this absence of someone by your side. Oh, your uniqueness. Now we got Judgment. And that kind of hit me too, because Judgment is about that final outcome, that final decision, that final moment when you are stripped bare and you're called to be your own self, your self to the core. So I think in loss, you have this realization that you lost something. So I think at the end, you're really caught with your own reflection. Who are you without that person in your life? You really have to look inward and kind of decide, like, where and what direction do I go now? That's a hard card, I think. Because that final realization that it's just you. I'm going to get through this. Oh, okay, so strength. We started with the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords traditionally talks about charging in for the rescue and problem solver, bringer of change. So your strength, I think you're saying that you're going to come in. I believe that you're going to come in and you're going to help with the direction of where you need to go. You're going to be that problem solver. Maybe you're going to be that. I mean, the Knight of Swords charges into the rescue. I mean, that's kind of bold, as your strength. Hey, I'm charging in for the rescue. But it can go so much deeper, I think. I mean, if you self-reflect, if I go away from this, talking about the cards talking to me, and if I was going to pull this, I think that I might have some introspection that as the Knight of Swords, if that was me in a situation, that maybe that you can't really save everyone. You feel that you could have, you feel that you might have, but maybe you can't. Now, the cards talking to me is being very boastful and say, yes, I'm here to give you that energy, that problem solver. I'm going to be the bringer of change. Going to get through this. I mean, that's beautiful. And then also the Ten of Cups. Now look, the Ten of Cups. That's feeling love of family, blissful life, fulfilling relationships. I think also what you're trying to say is that through this grief, maybe you're going to be a little closer to family. Maybe you're going to be a little appreciative of those family bonds. And, through grief, some things shine a little brighter. Maybe things that you didn't see, didn't appreciate, didn't recognize as being there. Maybe you're going to see that more. And your strength is that that's something you're going to I mean, talk about a positive card in a hard deck, right? I mean, that's beautiful. Thank you for both of you coming out. So what are you avoiding? And then again, Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is wealth through retirement and inheritance, which, with death, I mean, hello, inheritance. It's about unexpected financial security. It's the hereditary things, like, passing on what you have grown in your life to the next generation. It's that shared wealth. It's that family. And I think you're saying you're going to avoid that piece because that part of the that other side of the Ten of Pentacles, like when you look at generational inheritance, that other side of the pentacle means that that person's gone. It means that that person is no longer there to share in the family joys and abundance. They are passing on what they accumulated or what they could share during life, and that ended. So I think you're going to avoid that. Oh, look, that part's gone. You can only see them in the stars. I think it's brilliant to put the pentacles in the sky, because it's that not having them there, having them, you can believe that they're looking down on you. It's kind of that, like, they're watching as you continue with family, you continue with your life, and you believe that they're watching down. And I think you're avoiding that kind of woo-woo, that kind of like, oh, they're still there. You're avoiding that part of death that says it's okay. Stay with me. Because when you're grieving, nothing is okay. So I don't think you're going to try to pull someone to that side to say, hey, you're okay now. Someone in your family or close to your family, or someone important to you is gone, and hey, we're going to pull you through because they left a great legacy. You're avoiding that. You're saying, no, let's deal with the grief, not push you through to the other side. You can see that later, but I think what you're saying is look at this now. We're going to deal with what's going on now and not look at the future. And so you can have, that retrospect. It's like, oh, hey, remember when? You're going to avoid that. And I think that's important when you're grieving, not to push yourself to the other side where you're getting back to normal. Grief doesn't have to look normal. It could be. I could be reading into that. I haven't looked at the book. This is my first impression, but I find that deep. That's okay. So, first impression, Page of Swords. Page of Swords is... it's a curious person who needs to know. So you like your sword, you're cutting through the truth. It can be a true friend. So I think you're saying, as the Page of Swords, you're saying, I'm curious and I want to know things and I want that kind of friendship, I guess, with a deck. So let's look at the Page of Swords, because I said we'd look at the book, Swords. So, whew, for a minute there I thought we were missing pages and I was going to cry. Page of Swords, being curious and questioning, yes. Feeling inspired. As we change and adapt to our new circumstances, ask yourself questions about where you could be or what you might want. Find out what other people have done and be curious about positive changes that will inevitably accompany the difficult ones. So I think you see me as, my grief was a while ago. It's still this year though. But I am open and curious as I watch everyone dealing with death. And I think I'm open to trying to get through it the best way I can. I'm not going to be rigid about how I deal with it or how anybody else deals with it. So that's beautiful. And your first impression is, I like it. Now, your task. Your task is the Tower. Gut-wrenching. Oh, are you going to focus? There you go. You're focusing. Good work. Yay. Tower. So the Tower is about, wow. It's the shocking realization, the suffering, the unexpected changes, the chaotic transformation. It's that moment that knocks you to your knees. It's that sudden loss. And if you look at death, you could maybe say, well, nothing's guaranteed. But you always, you do your days and you can't constantly think like, oh, this could be the last day that blah, blah, blah. Your life would be full of that then and you're not living your life. But when that realization and that reality hits you that, boom, this person's not there, it does knock you. It knocks you right off your foundation that you thought you built, that you knew that that person was going to be there for, birthdays and holidays, Christmas. You just always believed they'd be there. And when they're not, your foundation gets rocked. And I think the Tower, your task, to help someone through that moment, to help someone through that realization that I've just lost someone so important, so loved. Your world is upside down. You're knocked down. So wow. Powerful card. Here is partnership, and that's the Queen of Wands. So what will our relationship be like? And so the Queen of Wands is going to talk about being a spirited person, self-assured, optimistic. I like that. Passionate, powerful, and humorous. That's interesting. So our relationship sounds like it's going to be one that is optimistic. It's going to be one that is, well, powerful. It's going to have that energy. I think that what you're saying is that when I don't have the energy, you're going to have the energy to make me want to heal, to make me want to move in a direction that is healthy, that is keeping me from going down into this tower moment again and again and again, which you do. You have those days where that tower just comes back and you just go, boom, oh yeah, I can't call them today. Can't FaceTime them, see their face, hear their voice one more time. So I think the Queen of Wands is going to be that encouragement, that passion to say, we're going to get through this. I mean, that's just beautiful. What needs maintaining? And we've got the Six of Swords. Isn't that pretty? The Six of Swords is going to talk about moving on. Oh my God, stop. As I think moving on, it's about moving to calmer waters. It's the beginning of a healing process. So, isn't that beautiful? So the Six of Swords is all about keeping our communication clear as we move to calmer waters, as we move to healing, move through healing, move from the choppy waters and the chaotic shores of the tower. After you crawl to the water after the tower moment, there's a boat and you get in that boat and it's that long, slow journey from choppy waters to calm waters. It's that healing. It's not a rebirth, but it is a kind of a reset. Is the healing that took place after the tower. So my gosh, what needs maintaining? Being on this journey to healing. Healing needs to be maintaining. We need to come with the mindset that I will get through this. I will be stronger. I will carry that stone in my pocket and it will get easier. The stone will never leave me, but it will get easier. I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh, okay, your deep knowledge. And we got the Two of Pentacles. So this is your overall message to me that is important for future readings. And we got the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is going to talk about juggling, multitasking, overextending. So your message to me is that I may try to do too much. I may say that, boy, this is heavy and I want to get through it faster. And I think you're going to say, and your deep knowledge is say, no, you're going to have to slow down. You're going to have to maybe juggle less. You're going to have to maybe really look at what is in your life. Maybe, I mean, he's not juggling them, he's holding them. So maybe it's just slowing it down. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to not take on everything you were taking on. It's kind of slow it down, kind of put it down, possibly. He's not juggling. In the Two of Pentacles, he's usually juggling so many things, keeping everything in balance. He's not juggling. He's holding. Kind of that holding pattern. You still have everything you have to do, but you don't have to do it with as much speed. You don't have to do it with as much vigor and energy. You can slow it down. You can take your time to grieve. And I think that's your message, is it takes time. And you don't have to juggle everything. Maybe just a few things, right? So, overall outcome, Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is going to talk about, okay, so the overall outcome, I'm jumping ahead. Hey, I'm not supposed to do that. The potential outcome of our working relationship. Another Page of Wands. And it's about being passionate. Like the wands are passion, and the wands are like eagerness and new adventures and new ideas. So the overall outcome is that maybe the new life without that person. I'm talking, like, I just realized I'm talking about person. Like, you can grieve losses in different ways. You can grieve a pet. You can grieve a loss of income if you lose a job. You can, there's so many different things to grieve. I'm just putting my own spin on this because it's still right under the surface. I mean, obviously I'm just Latin over here. And it's not even, oh, okay. So, but it could be a pet. It could be anything that you feel a loss, something that has knocked you to the ground, that has shocked you, that has made you rethink everything because your foundation, what you thought would always be there, is gone, right? So when I talk about the person I lost, you can be talking about many other different losses. But what this deck is telling me as the Page of Wands is that our outcome, our relationship, is going to be that you will want me to eventually feel like I can do new adventures. I can do new things. I can have new ideas and new plans, and not always feel like I shouldn't because that person isn't here, or I can't because, their life has been cut short. So who am I to experience joy right now? Who am I to enjoy my life when they're not here? And I think your plan for me is that you're going to get me to that place where I will enjoy new things and new happinesses, and it won't be such a burden to always think, but wait, they're not here. So this is very telling. This is like beautiful, honestly. You're going to give me like that new energy and that new hope, and maybe a little more passion for life. Which, I mean, you are profound. I didn't know that I needed you like this. I didn't know that everything was so close to the surface until you start talking about it, and boom, it's right there. So, this is a wonderful eye-opener for me, but a wonderful deck. And just what I've done here, it's so intuitive. It's so easy to read because there's nuances in grief. And these little people, you see it, you feel it, and it's so simple and it's so easy to read. And if you're dealing with grief, this has been what I hoped this deck would be. So thank you for being here. Thank you for going through this with me. Thank you for putting up with my emotions, because I'm really emotional right now. I'm going to have to do some work. But thank you for being here. I love you. Have a beautiful day. and I'll see you in my next deck review.